Everybody. All right, so we're going to talk about one of the biggest objections that a lot of my clients hear, and maybe even one that we hear occasionally here at Oxygen when we talk about new clients coming on board and working with us to take their business to the next level. So I'm sure that if we were in a huge group of people in a room and I asked a show of hands for how many people have ever heard we can't afford it, or it's not in the budget, or something like that, a good portion of people would tell me that they have at some point in their career heard that objection. So for us here at Oxygen, it's a little bit of an anomaly when we hear that, because if you're seeking help and you've reached out to a business coach, not being able to afford it usually means you need it the most, right? So if you need someone to come in and unemotionally look at your business, then it's tripping over a dime to pick up a penny, as my dad would have said it, because you need to spend the money to fix the problems that you are unaware that you have, or unaware of how to fix the problems that you know that you have. For other people who hear that objection in their business, then there's usually when we start to look, gaping hole, and I mean gaping hole, where we have missed a step in identifying why people should do business with you. Now, most companies rush to, do you have a budget? And do you have, and how much does it cost? But what I want to kind of talk about a little bit today would be the experience that we provide in terms of when people do business with us. And it's interesting to me when we talk about people who we personally love to do business with. Now, if you ask someone who or just yourself, someone who you love to do business with and you would 100% refer them all the time, no matter what, can you come up with a name? Now, if I give you a minute to think about it, the first question is, do you know someone? A lot of people don't. The second question is, if you do know someone, can you tell me the reason you do business with them is because of the price? Now, the majority of the time, and I'm going to say like 99.5% of the time, the answer is no. We do not always continue to do business with people because they are the cheapest. And unless you told me that the only person you perpetually go back to doing business with is Amazon, that is not the best way to continue to do business. So one of the things that I love to hear about is someone who has embraced the way that they interact with their customers. We talked a little bit about this when we talked about the emotional engagement that the diversity in age and the diversity in our workforce has with our customers. Now we have to talk about the experience that they give to our customers. Simon Sinek, who, if you've ever heard his TED Talk on how the iPad came out, does a great job on explaining why we all were so engaged in Apple and why we're so willing to spend such a larger amount of money when you can get a similar, not same, but similar piece of technology for a lot less money. Yet we're all wandering around with watches and phones and computers and iPads and all of this for a different reason. Same thing with, I took a few years ago some training on the Pike Place Fish Market in Seattle, a company that was literally getting ready to shut down until they had a change in culture to adjust to the experience that they provided to the people that walked through the door. So we talk a lot about here at Oxygen, not only obtaining the customer and converting them faster, but keeping them longer. So what do you do to keep your customer coming back? What do you do to keep them happier? What do you do to make sure that they call you to buy a product that you don't sell? When you become so resourceful to your clients that they call you to ask you for maybe a like product, but you don't sell it and they don't know, they just so reflexively call you and look for you for the answer. You are their go-to. You are their speed dial. You are their person. So I guess my question for you today is whether they are striving to do business with you at any margin, whether they aren't necessarily looking to shop you or any other typical objection that you would hear in a buying cycle. Can you say, my clients do business with me because of the experience that I provide for them? Or can you say that my sales staff is struggling and I'm losing business because of price? Because I'm going to challenge you and tell you that you're probably not losing because of price. So my next challenge is probably going to be, why don't you give us a call and let's chat about your sales staff. Let's chat about your customer service. There are companies out there that aren't huge. They're 5 to 12 person staffs that are crushing the experience that people have. And people keep coming back because they have a great experience. They don't wait. They feel like they are the only client out there and they get a great service and they get a good product. So even if your company is struggling, even if maybe you as an individual contributor are struggling, that's usually when we jump in. That's the tripping over a dime to pick up a penny, and we're here to help. So if you're feeling a little claustrophobic and you're feeling like maybe you haven't had a deep breath lately, reach out and we'd be happy to come out and have a conversation with you. So I hope that everybody has a chance to take a deep breath today, and we'll look forward to chatting with all of you soon. Have a great day, everybody.